Holy moly, I'm over here, y'all over there. This is Patriot Pat, the Pat Riot Show, right here for America. Got a flag up here, my little studio that I just put this Soji panel together here. I got my tambourine holding the flag. Got some pretty good new songs there and some of the old ones. Actually, I got a whole suitcase full of songs. I don't know how many. I never tried to figure that out, but I do have a lot to say today. I don't have my stand set up. I guess I could set that up just real quick since I'm 52 minutes into this thing, or seconds. Excuse me. I should be more professional, you know. I really miss having a crew, you know. And my friend, who I'm going to give a shout out to, he is Mr. Ben Guzman of Stunning Promotions, and hopefully he can send this somewhere, because I was just on radio stations online, and I was trying to share some videos I did, you know, over there. And on all my Facebook stuff, whenever I try to go live, it won't let me go live, and looks like some of my posts ain't going out, and we all know what that is, you know, and that's censoring the internet, Google, YouTube, Facebook, and the latest news today, America, is that Apple's moved to China, and once you move to China, they own you, you know. Apple goes under their government, is what it is. And Google's been helping China, just like IBM helped Hitler, you know, tracking people, getting information. So it's really getting strange here in this country, and they're giving Alex Jones hell, and everybody else, excuse me, that's a conservative in America. I've been saying for 6 years, we the people need to hang together. We're going to hang apart, you know. And if we're not here to love and care for each other, why are we here? And I was actually part of starting and ended up with the whole thing, I guess. It's mostly on me, it seems. God has me doing this. United Citizens for America. And that's on Facebook now. And I've requested that some of my friends join from Facebook, you know. Because if we don't start taking action, you know, we're spitting in the wind right now. And then I listen to InfoWars a lot, and, excuse me, and Mike Adams was on there, and he was talking about, yeah, so you can go to Mike Adams, and he's got oh God, what is it? I got it written down. I got a lot of stuff written down, and this is a lot of it here. That's not the one I was really after. What am I doing here? I was looking for Mike Adams, the health ranger, who is on Alex Jones, and he's got the information and insight or belief or inside information that, you know, this stuff looks like, they're pushing it as much as they can. And if it does hit, I guess most Americans think it will. And it seems like it's getting pushed more and more. And they've actually taken congressmen, they're shadow banning congressmen, and our own damn president here, 90%, So, it's real interesting, and it's the most exciting time in the world to be alive as an American here. The news every day is like a sci-fi thriller. So I don't know how people can veg out on a damn tube, you know what I mean? Unless you're watching what's going on, because to just watch stupid shows is kind of stupid if you ask me. And if we the people don't get off the couch and start doing something, then I believe we're going to have a lot more problems in this country. Anyway, excuse me. Back to Mike Adams. He's saying that we're going to get hit on 3 fronts here right away, the way it starts. And on the West Coast, it's going to be like Antifa, the libtards, and I don't know what else they got going for them over there, the libtards, And but I do know I am from Sacramento, and I've been there 36 years. I happen to be in Grand Forks, North Dakota right now, and I hope to maybe record some music. I don't know. I heard of a guy that does that, and I actually met somebody that knew him in line personally, so I may give him a call and try to do some of this before I head, back to my old stomping grounds, the South, where you get some sand in your shoes and, gators can live there. So anywhere a gator can live, I can live, and I like that, I like to be where the weather suits my clothes, and that's why I love Sacramento. But what's going on in Sacramento now between all the radio frequencies and the frequencies they're using to control people, it's getting more and more. And they're actually talking about using Sacramento as like guinea pigs, They're testing stuff. 5G's coming out, proven to give cancer. The cell phones are giving cancer, And I don't want to go into all of that right now, but what they're talking about is Antifa is actually going to have hit teams. And they got lists of conservatives and things like that. And then down at the border, it's going to be a problem with the immigrants coming through there. With the flood of immigration and things like that. And then I hear up in New York, it's going to be the UN, the White Hats. And so we're going to be fighting 3 fronts if this happens. So I hope to continue, as I believe God has me doing, to unite people. And, you say, okay, unite people. People go to a Trump rally, they unite. And then what? They go home, right? They go home. So what are we here for if we ain't here to love and care for each other? You know what I mean? So how do we do that? How can we stop this? How can we fight back? There's so many ways to do that. I'm not like a computer genius. In fact, I'm a dinosaur dummy on tech, But there's a lot of ways to do this, I'm sure. There's a lot smarter people than me, and I can feel it. I can feel that everything we need to succeed is here. But there is no organization of it all, And after much thought, because I had time to think, and wrote a bunch of songs about it, thinking I was going to wake people up, like when I grew up, people were taking action, until they couldn't, until the forces that beat us up so bad that people finally backed off, it seems, and a lot of other things happened. And this has been going on, over 50 years, and this plan is coming to fruition. So for the people that don't know the plan, I suggest you find out the plan, and you can look at that plan all over the internet on YouTube. Get the book, Killing the Deep State by Jerome Corsi. Watch him for wars. Look up Mike Adams, and I still haven't found that. I know I got it, though. It's on my little notebook, which is somewhere over the rainbow. It is counterthink.com. And also there's an ex-judge named Larry C. I can't remember his last name. Larry C. And he's an ex-judge. And this guy's got freedomwatch.usa.org. And he was also on with Alex Jones, and I think it was Owen Schroyer, I'm not sure. But these are some great patriots that are asking for our support to help them fight for us, So I'm 6 years into this now, doing my little radio shows when I can, I got some issues too. And the whole concept behind United Citizens for America is that God owns United Citizens for America, and the people own United Citizens for America. I personally do not own United Citizens for America. I would like to figure out how to have some administration and some help and maybe be able to pay them. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm a musician, I'm a general contractor, I'm a husband, I'm a great grandpa, I want to go fishing. I'm 66 years old. And man, this stuff has us all just consumed with concern. A lot of people live in fear. And that's sad in our own country, it's so crazy that they're actually teaching kids, the young ones in school, about how terrible Alex Jones is. There's so much going on between the pedophiles and the globalists and the inbred sumbitches that run this world. Even the Pope, the Catholic Church is like destroyed, man. And then I hear they've been banging the nuns overseas, and stuff. And that's been hushed up. Everything is hushed up. Why? Why do they hate Alex Jones? Why do they hate Donald Trump? Come on. This is the age-old fight, good and evil. So, like Alex Jones says, it's time to choose. What side are you on? And what are you going to do about it? Get off the damn couch, for God's sakes. For all our sake. So how United Citizens for America works is you would join up and be a member. Well, this is a platform where members can communicate, right? And what you want to do is start your own network group for America. Well, it's actually for you and your group for America. But if you're for America, you're for your group and your family and your existence at this point on the planet. Because the moves they're making is against humanity itself, and it is global. So what our president is trying to do, And one thing I would like to say about that, whenever I bring up Trump and the presidency, I like to refer to a show that I saw on Alex Jones, where the good people that are still left in Washington and in the military actually went to Donald Trump and asked him to run. And so he's got some good people behind him. You know, the little fish like me, I mean, an old guy on Social Security in America, I mean, man, it's a hard way to go, you know. I'm not working my construction company because I'd like to make it a corporation before I go do anything else. You know, I suggest every family in America become a damn corporation. That would be smart, you know, set up a family trust. I think it's great that there's no inheritance tax no more. I mean, Trump has been nothing but amazing. And all of these people are doing is, well, you can see it. It's so sick. It's so disgusting. It's so twisted. What we are seeing on a daily basis, you know, with Whoopi Dingbat, you know, and Bill Maher, and idiots like that, you know, CNN. And then our own platforms that we the people loved. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, you know. Facebook was a pain in the ass just because it took so much time to play with, as far as I was concerned. But, you know, I got to see my family pictures and stay in touch with people all over the country and, you know, participate in discussions. And hell, I get to play my guitar and write songs and talk about it, you know. And that to me is, I feel like I'm doing something, you know, because I have to do something. I have been convicted and I have become what is called an agent of God, I believe. And I don't know how else to explain a magnificent obsession except that I believe God has me doing this. And so the concept, y'all, is to start your own network group. And what are you doing in your network group? I mean, there's so many different people that can unite, that your group can do anything you want and not only survive the changing times, unite with other Americans, feel like you're participating in life and in our country, but you'll also be saving the republic, which has really been in jeopardy for a while, except, you know, it's coming to a boil. And if we don't start taking action, you know, it would be a sad thing, you know. They've already eliminated free speech in Western Europe. But I heard today Tommy Robinson got out of jail. Ooh, yeah. And he's on vacation with his family. And so there's one that's freed. And I guess the next guy that's up on the chopping block is Assange, the founder of WikiLeaks. A real man, a real American, and a real provider of truth, you know. So between InfoWars, Breitbart, WikiLeaks, Snowden, and the people that are coming out, like Ted Nugent, man, what a cool dude, you know. I'd love to play with the guy, you know. I wish he'd help me do my album, you know. Maybe he'll see this. Ha! Maybe somebody can get it to him that knows him. I don't know. It's a big world, you know. But the same with Alex Jones, you know. I'm looking at maybe trying to team up down there somehow. Or I don't know what God has next. I'm here, and I'm grateful for every day. And so what I'd like to share with you people is to give every anxious care to God. Pray for our president. Pray for humanity itself. Pray in the name of Jesus to bind the forces against us and to send his blessing from heaven. And to get Leviathan out of our government and out of our lives, because it is in our lives. Look how the families are scattered. Look how twisted everything is, man. I mean, it started with the drugs in the 60s, you know. I mean, I was in Miami when all the coke started coming into Miami, and the CIA started the hippie movement, you know. And then the rockers that were telling the truth, well, you know, a lot of them were taken out. I believe Hendrix was taken out. Yeah, Prince. I believe Prince was taken out. And God knows how many more, you know. But at this point, we the people, I know I am, eager for justice on Hillary. I keep hearing all of these stories about indictments, and I don't see nothing happening. And then I heard about this libtard march that they was talking about doing surrounding the White House. 1 million man march to surround the White House. And then I watched Alex Jones, you know, and old Roger Stone. I just love Roger Stone. What an amazing man, you know. He was forced out, basically. And frivolous lawsuits everywhere that are just costing the man thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. The same with Alex Jones. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. They were suing him. And that's why, you know, we the people need to support the people that are fighting for us, for God's sakes. We got the most awesome president we have had, maybe ever, you know? And you can't deny it is the greatest show on earth. Gotta say, it is the greatest show on earth. And pray for our president, pray for his family, pray for the people that are making a difference in the country, and rise up your spirit and know that you do have the power, because God said we got the power over the evil if we want it. You gotta want it, you know. You got to have the want to save this country. And if you want to save this country, get off your butt. Because, man, the time waits for no one. And the worst thing that could happen right now, and I'm seeing a lot of it, it's for good people to do nothing, you know. I'm an old baby boomer. And if there's baby boomers out there like me, I cringe every day. I'm not happy until I see some justice, you know. This government has done nothing but enslave us. Every time it gets good, the economy slams, you know. I lost over $1 million in real estate in the so-called downturn in the economy. I was a contractor making $10,000 a month. I went from that to zero. And then I was really sick, and with a incurable disease at the time, Hep C. And in 2014, they came up with a cure. And I got cured. And I've been trying to get my life back ever since then. I never let it slow me down. And I don't know anybody else that has done what I have done with the condition I was in for so long. But there is a cure for Hep C. So if you're out there with Hep C and you don't know what to do, go get the pills. They work. Mine was undetectable in 30 days and clean. And it has never returned. It's a 90-day treatment, I believe. I think it still is. I don't know. But there is some amazing cures out there that has been suppressed, oppressed, just like we the people have been. And every time something good comes out that will help the people, the big corporations buy it up, destroy it, silence it, kill the inventors. I had a friend who had a dad that had a magnetic motor in the back of a Mustang. They found him dead in the desert with an empty briefcase, you know. So I've been dealing with inventions for quite a while. I had another friend that had a motor, and you can still get that blueprint for that motor on the internet if you look up Paul Pantone. He has a small motor patent still. The big motor patent was stolen by a fella that left my other friend hanging for a lot of money, and a lot of investors hanging, took off, went to Colorado, and disappeared from there. But they had a 350 motor that would get 150 miles to the gallon. And I witnessed it, and it was true. I was actually security for the small motor for a while. And I watched them pour crude motor oil in it, turpentine. It didn't matter what you poured in it. It would run. It would run. And check this out. 0 emissions. Yeah. So we've had the answers, you know. But we the people just maybe ain't being strong enough about bringing them out, you know. Just like we have the answers now. We know what the answers are. You know what the answers are in your gut, you know. Your gut is your other brain, man. Your gut knows, just like your heart knows. And if you ask Christ for forgiveness and turn your will and your life over to the care of God as you understand them, you will be free. You'll be in the light that so many of us are in. But so many of us are scattered. So many of us are held down by so many things every day, by design. By design. I got a lot to say, and I didn't even really pull my notes out for the show, but I love you, America. You're all I got. And this is all I've ever known, you know. And I've been a lot of things in my life. But I've always been a true American, you know, and I was raised that way, you know. My uncle was on the same PT boat with Kennedy. My mother double dated with the man. I watched my mother cry for 3 days when they killed Kennedy. And I was a young lad in '63. By '69, I was on a death run, I guess you could call it, with drugs, alcohol, violence, crime. I actually thought I was a career criminal at one time. Ended up an alcoholic and a drug addict. And when I was 30 years old, which is 36 years ago, I got to put the plug in the jug. And I said, please God, help me. And the compulsion and the obsession that drove me for 17 straight years was gone. And it has never returned. It was a gift of God. So, if you're an addict or an alcoholic, you got the three choices, Insanity, institutions, or death. And I'm here to tell you, you don't have to. You don't have to. And that you could step into recovery. Ask God to help you. 12 steps. That's funny. Maybe I'm getting a little long-winded and I ain't talking fast enough. But I'm here to tell you that there is a God and we're not it. And that He is with us. And all you got to do is believe that. Get up. Start taking some action in the name of Jesus. See what happens. And start reaching out. Start your own network group. Network. Goods. Services. Transportation. Food. Water filters. Pitch in. Your group can get your own water filter. Food freeze dryers, Get you some greenhouses going with your neighbors or something, man. Start pulling together as Americans. Because right now, we need to do that, see? And if this grid goes down, I guess y'all heard about it. Within 30 days, 90% of America would be dead. So people that ain't got nothing, the old saying is head for the hills. Yeah, think about that. All them people heading for the hills with nothing. So if you got something, it would be smart. If you've been prepping, it would be smart to start your own network group. Or join a militia. If you're a biker, join Bikers for Trump. If you're an able-bodied man, join Proud Boys that are protecting the prayer groups for America, for God's sakes, that are praying for Trump and our well-being against the evil forces that are constantly at us from every direction here. If you're not educated with all of this, I ain't some genius, But if I can learn this and know the truth, I think anyone can. And it's up to you, if you're seeing this, to take action. Or accept your own defeat. And that's all I got to say about that. I do have a couple of shout outs to some people that I really like, like Plowman Radio in Vacaville. Check him out, Plow Zone Radio. Check out America's Homeless Veterans, and that's ahvets.org over there. My good friend James Wade is there. He is the director. And these are people trying to do good things. And the other one I want to mention, and man, I've only been to it like once, and I guess that was like, 5 months ago, 4 months ago. It's called Gratitude in Motion, and they're a group in Sacramento that meets at the McDonald's on Richards Boulevard by Interstate 5 every first Sunday of the month. So that's coming up. And you people ought to maybe check that out. Go online, check it out. Suit up and show up. Bring some extra old stuff you don't need, old clothes, you know, because they're giving it to the people on the river. And trying to send folks that want to go do something for themselves somewhere they need to be. And I think that's great. If anybody would contact me, I need a lot of help because I'm not any good at all with tech. And I mean, you can see my phone's ringing that I'm shooting this from while I'm trying to do this. So I'm going to close this up and let you know that this is like science fiction. It's like living a sci-fi thriller on a daily basis. If you keep up with the truth and the news on a daily basis, man, it's some heart-pumping stuff, I gotta say. And I'm starting to really wonder, where are all the good Americans? Where are my people? Where is my country? We can't let it go down like this. We got kids, grandkids. I got great-grandkids. And rock and roll got to go on, see? So do what you can. Find the want to. Ignite the fire that Americans have. Go to the light, God's light. Ask God what you should do for your country that is suffering. And let me know. So, I did see something in here the other day. It was, where'd it go? I guess I lost it. There it is. What this says is the secret to peace is to give every anxious care to God. And if you can do that, God says test him, you know. If you can do that, that's cool. Try it, see. And unite for America. Pat Riot, signing off. I don't know if I plugged everybody. Don't forget Stunning Promotions on Facebook. This is a guy that can help your business. Let's see. Yeah. John Quinn. Check out his show, John Quinn. He's on Facebook too. He's a good guitar player. And, you know, I would just wish I had the time to meet some of the people that I would like to meet, you know. My friend Sarah Ireland contacted me. Well, she was asking, how do I know you? And I said, well, the station. And she goes, oh, yeah, jamming. And I go, yeah, I want to jam some more, you know. And I let her know that my album is not done yet. So anybody want to sponsor them songs and the album, you know, I'll give you a percentage, see? Because my money is definitely funny, and I'm in transition, and I really don't know where I'm going to live. The wife and I are trying to go south. I still have an apartment in Sacramento, and a business, and a contractor's license, which I'll probably transfer to Louisiana and maybe Nevada if we can do this corporation, which takes money too. Peace out, y'all. So this one, what's right? I was going to play that one. I'll do it some other time. Good night, America.